Hello, good morning to everybody in the US. Good evening to everybody in India. Welcome to the Bharatiya Stotra Bodha series talk number 48. We're very excited today to have a talk on commonalities and practical solutions from gurus in AdityaHrudayam and Bhagavad-Gita. Our keynote speaker today is Sri Ramesh Nagasamudram, who's an engineer, he's a Veda Adhyayana. He's a co-founder of Aniyara Communications, which is a satellite service and tech company. So we have a program that has a Veda Kusumanjali at the beginning, and then we'll do a Sangeetanjali, and then my father, Dr. Prabhakar, will introduce the speaker, and we'll have concluding remarks and vote of thanks. So with that, we'll start with the Veda Kusumanjali. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Gurudevo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Bhadram Karnebhiः Shrunuyama Devaः Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraः Sthirairangai Stuštuvagam Sastanubhiः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदुच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. So we have an invocation. So let me play that.
Soumya is, I know he's her brother, but now you have got a video, kada? Just put the video.
I have, yes.
Play the video.
Right.
Namaste. My name is Meenakshi Pachava.
My name is Pranati Pachava.
We'll be singing the song Sarasiruhasana Priye
in the Ragam Nata,
set to Adi Talam, composed by Puliyur Sri Duraiswami Iyer Garu.
Sarasiruhasana Priye Amba 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 Sada Veena Gana Priye Sada Veena Gana Priye Sadananda Hridaye Mayi Sadaya Sadasi Ruhasana Priye Amba Sada Veena Gana Priye Sadananda Hridaye Mayi Sadaya Sadasi Ruhasana Priye Sharanagatam Sharanagatam Amba Sharanagatam अम्ब शरणागतम् अम्ब शरणागतम् अम्ब शरणागतम् मामव मञ्जुळ चरणके सलये शरणागतम् मामव मञ्जुळ चरणके सलये सम्मोदित कविजन हृदये सरोजनिलये शरणागतम् मामव मञ्जुळ चरणके सलये सम्मोदित कविजन हृदये सरोजनिलये मणिवलय सदसि रुहासना प्रिये अम्ब सदा वीणागान प्रिये सदानन्द हृदये मयि सदय सदसि रुहासना प्रिये सरसीरुहा श्रीयुगले अम्ब सरसीरुहा श्रीयुगले अम्ब शरणागत दीनवत्सले अम्ब सरसीरुहा श्रीयुगले अम्ब शरणागत दीनवत्सले अम्ब शरदिन्दु सुन्दर वदने विमले शरदिन्दु सुन्दर वदने विमले सरस्वती सरस्वती सतिदेशिकणुते गुणजाले सरस्वती सतिदेशिकणुते गुणजाले सरस्वती सतिदेशिकणुते गुणजाले सततं विद्यालोले सदा सुशीले सामज कुम्भस्थनयुगले धवले सकल साम्राज्य प्रदकर धृत पूसक जाल सदसि रुहासना प्रिये अम्ब सदा वीणागान प्रिये सदानन्द हृदये मयि सदय सदसि रुहासना प्रिये
Yeah, that was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
So, we had Soumya also, na? Sangeetanjali. Is Soumya
I
here?
don't know whether she is there or she's
Yeah.
her brother is there.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
please
right,
sing.
great. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay.
शारदे करुणानिधे सकलानभाम्ब सदा जनान् शारदे करुणानिधे सकलानभाम्ब सदा जनान् चारणदिवगीतवैभव पूरितकिलगीतके शारदे करुणानिधे सकलानभाम्ब सदा जनान् भस्मभूषणभूषिते वरद नमो विराजिते भस्मभूषण भूषिते वरदमौलिविराजिते सर्वदायिनि कर्ममोचनि निर्मलं गुरुमानसम् शारदे करुणानिधे सकलानवाम सदा जना समृत पुस्तकक्षपटि सुदगदमुद्रिके समृत पुस्तकक्षपटि सुदगदमुद्रिके श्रीवदने सदा शारदे करुणानिधे शारदे करुणानिधे शारदे करुणानिधे.
Very nice. Is that Amir Kalyani? I think that's the rag, right? That's very nice. Thank you so much. Excellent. So we'll start with the keynote talk, and I'll have Dr. Prabhakar, my father, introduce the topic commonalities and practical solutions from gurus in AdityaHrudayam and Bhagavad Gita. Now you have to unmute.
We had a wonderful prayer, Vedic prayer, then two wonderful music, all about Goddess Saraswati, and one from Indianapolis, those two girls, the daughters of Meenakshi and Venkatesh. They are the two daughters of that Meenakshi Garu, and well, their names I will announce afterwards. And also from Atlanta, we have Kriti Vasan's children, namely those two, Soumya and her brother. Both of them have taken, one is a, so Meenakshi and Pranati, these are all the two daughters. Well, very good, that is over.
Meenakshi Pachava and Pranati Pachava, yeah.
Yeah. So these are the two girls and boy and girl. We have had the Sangeeta Anjali to the feet of the goddess Saraswati. And Saraswati is Mahalakshmi Swarupam. She is any and everybody. And I have urged a number of times this Ramesh to come to the platform and take the mic. But years are rolling down. But still, today we could catch him, make him sit. And he's a very important official working with the Air Force and aircraft that I don't know much about it. I know him that he's a Vedic student, a senior student. Now, regularly, irregular for our Veda classes in Bangalore. But anyway, I did not leave him. And now I gave him the topic. I asked him, Baba, you just try to bring these two books, portions, one in Ramayana and another is Mahabharata. So put them on your desk because Ramayana is under, and both the texts are distanced. The AdityaHrudayam and also BhagavadGita are distanced. But though they are distanced, but they have the focus upon human welfare, prosperity, and problem solving. And there are gurus also. There in Mahabharata, we have got Sakshat Krishna, avatar of Vishnu, who is Manava and Madhava, constantly by the side of Arjuna, temporarily a lazy soldier who refused to work because he is afraid of the sin and he doesn't want to stay permanently in Narakaloka by killing his own kith and kin and all people. And we have in Ramayana, the Rama, who is a ready soldier but worried, not finding solution how best he can finish Ravanasura in the battle and complete the Ranakatha. So, but in Ramayana we have got Rishi more than a deity. And Rishi with all gods comes, and Agastya Maharshi comes and tells Rama, Hey Rama Rama Mahabaho, Sunu Vriksham Sanatanam. So the Mahabaho, all these things that Agastya Maharshi encourages will be simply great, and Rama ultimately got solution. And after all, the Ravi, Surya Bhagavan himself is the dynasty starter, and therefore Agastya said, Asmivantam samudjantam devasura namaskrutam pujayasva. In a very polite manner, pujayasva. Please worship him, meditate on him. He is a Rasmivan, that is, he is a powerful fellow. And so he is the only one who can make you succeed, and his approval also is important. Accordingly, in the last sloka, Atha Ravi Varad Avitshya Ramam Mudita Manaha Paramam Pravrushyamanaha, and Twarasva iti. Twarasva means fire. So Ravi says fire. Finished. So Rama Dhanuradaya Viryavan. He just does Trirachamya Susam Suchir Bhutva. 3 times he just does Achamana. Achamana means mini bath to become clean. So Achamya, Trirachamya, and because for a Kshatriya, Yuddha is a religious activity, Dharma. A Kshatriya has got to do the Yuddhas. He cannot simply stay on his throne. That's impossible. So he just got out of that. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is constantly there, but he only considers Krishna as a friend, not as a guru. So even though he wanted that Viswarupa Darshanam to confirm that he is really all powerful. But even that Krishna did. In spite, afterwards, Arjuna became silent, and ultimately, he said, Nasto moha smrutir labdha sprut prasadat prasad. So moha and smruti, these were the 2 things which were preventing him and also landing him upon the fear platform. So when this moha and smruti, moha nasha and smruti labha happened, then he became soldier. So now I have asked this, rather Ramesh is going to have a wonderful comparison and also find out the commonalities. There's nothing like borrowing. So Agastya Maharshi did not borrow or the Krishna or Vyasa Bhagavan, because Vyasa is Vishnu. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave, Shiva Rupaya, Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. So he is a Brahmanidhi. That is, he has got the knowledge and solutions and problems. So we have got one way Vyasa Bhagavan, on the other hand Valmiki, both of them on the table of Ramesh now. So we listen to him, not by talking much about it. So welcome, sir. Welcome. And I wish you are really preparing, because I gave you long back the topic for you. So your head is full of Krishna, full of Agastya Maharshi and Surya Bhagavan. Go ahead. You are Ramesh. You are Shiva by yourself. And in fact, one more important thing is to kill a tough demon, Mahasura like Ravana, Shiva and Vishnu, both forces coordinate and congregate. In Mahabharata also, Anjaneya and Krishna. Anjaneya is Shiva and Krishna is Vishnu. Both the forces join together, and therefore, Tatra Vijayo Bhuti Dhruvani iti Matir Mama is Sanjaya's conclusion. Now we have got Dr. Gopichand and also Rachanaji from Missouri. She is also a scientist, but is on the spiritual way, devoted to Prabhupada system and also doing the Bhagavad Gita classes and all that. Her husband, both of them are there here. And also we have got that Gopichand, though he is a doctor, medical doctor, very busy, a captain, but he is very much connected to the Bhagavad Gita. He has so many doubts. So I put them on the platform for a panel with Ramesh. And welcome to all of you and all those who have joined this time listening to the, obeying the words of our request or invitation of Ramesh. Welcome, sir, to all of us. And now, Ramesh.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhakar Guruji. Thank you. I don't know whether I would consider it the very fact that I've been asked to present this has given me a new enthusiasm, rigor, and over the last couple of weeks, every time I take a break from whatever I'm doing, I think about how I could hopefully present it in a manner that would not displease you. So, with that as the background, let me share a screen that with you all now. And what I intend to talk to you, what I intend to present over the next 35 minutes is probably a little tangential thought process on the scriptures, the role of the guru, and my very next slide will tell you why I'm saying so, and how the key players, the heroes of all these two parts, which is Rama in one case, or Lord Rama, as one would like to say, and a soldier, warrior like Arjuna. So I'm trying to take this trinity across and see if I can pull out some, extrapolate some thoughts and bring it down to what is it that the present generation needs? What is it that we can do to probably get the youngsters to start looking at these vital stotras, which have come to us not just from generations but from yugas, as you would want to say. So that's my effort, and like they say, pardon me if my thoughts are just off the track, but it's an effort to get some of a tangential thought going. So before that, thank you, sir. Thank you very much that I am where I am, and much of that is because of you. I do remember in 2001 is when I thought it's time for me to look within and seek some guidance. And I found out through Google or whatever, Yahoo, and I got your number and the Veda Kendra. And I was told that you were in the US. And I patiently waited for 3 to 6 months, and then I got to talk to you. So I have been your student, and you best described me as a student as regularly irregular, uh, but then I did make every effort to be there. And I remember at those times in 2001 and 2, in that Kendra in JP Nagar, there used to be quite a number of people we would. And I also was able to get my brother-in-law to also join me up. And at the end of the class, which was probably 6 to 7 or 7 to 8, I don't remember, I would take the scooter back home, and I would be in an elevated state, and I would be reciting those hymns that you taught, reciting those Rudra Chamakas as I drove to work. And much of my work during those times were largely energized by the fact that I would look forward to the next day morning conversation with you. And I also remember that most of the students requested for a Monday holiday, not for any other reason, but they said that if we need to go for a haircut, you need to give us a day off. So we used to have Monday as a holiday, so that on other 6 days or 7 days we would come to work. So to all of you, as you start your journey, and your journey can start when you're 18, 20, 63, 64, 72, wherever you are, trust me, if you have the true intention to learn, the master will appear. And that is as much a very popular Chinese quote, and that is so much true in my own life. And the kind of joy that I and my wife Veena have had in our association with Prabhakar Guruji is something that I could go on and on and on. And as it says that there are some commonalities between me and Sir as well. Both Veena and I share the same wedding anniversary date with Madam and Prabhakar Sir. So on one or two occasions, we've had the privilege of going and having a small lunch together. And every year, he would bless us and we would go and greet him. And beyond that, the other common thread that weaves together a relationship of a guru and a student is that he also had some of his initial learning periods in Anantapur, AP, and that again is one wish of Sir that I have not yet fulfilled. He wanted to go and visit that place, but I'm sure we will do that. So that said, let me take the next slide forward. I was asked to put together two different generations or two different yugas, the primary scriptures associated with it, and try to get some commonalities, see what is it, the mindset of the warrior there, the mindset of the guru, the circumstances in which these were written. I've tried to take that flow and also extend the flow to say that what is it that we should do as our children and grandchildren and the youngsters as they get weaned out of the scriptures and now get addicted to, I mean, nothing wrong with what they get to watch, but then are we in a state where these secondary means of entertainment would cloud up our own thoughts on Hinduism? So that's an attempt that I'm trying to do, and hopefully at the end of this, at least one or two of my thoughts would impress you. So the preamble to this conversation was I've been listening to AdityaHrudayam since my very childhood. My mother would recite this day in and day out. As a matter of fact, I do have a book right now here, which I thought I wanted to share this. I don't. Anyway, yeah. So this was a book that my mother reads every day, and so AdityaHrudayam is something that it's been there, imbibed in our thoughts. We recite that every day, and probably around the same time as 2000 or even earlier, 97 or so, I got introduced to the Bhagavad Gita, and in a very strange circumstance that I got to lay my hand on a 2-volume CD, which had and even now, if you could go and type in the Bhagavad Gita opera by Vanraj Bhatia, you would get a melodious description of top 100 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. And these were the 2 cassettes at that time, which were always there in my car, and I would listen to it day in, day out. And that's got me running so well. And the joy that I later on, over the last couple of weeks, I discovered was when my son asked me to share that link. And what greater joy than the fact that my son also felt that he wants to listen to it. So when I was working on this thought between AdityaHrudayam and the Bhagavad Gita, when I shared one of my draft with a trusted friend, actually Dr. Vivek Bhaskar, if I can even name him, he felt that I was not being fair. He felt that I was little biased towards the benefits of Bhagavad Gita and not doing enough justice to AdityaHrudayam. And he ran through a 10-minute conversation with me, and that got me thinking. I started reworking on that slides, and I felt that the Aditya Hrudayam justice must be done. So this is the background. And if you start looking at these two works, these two, I know one is a capsule, one is a manual. If you look at them, Aditya Hridaya done in Treta Yuga, Bhagavad Gita, Dwapara Yuga, and what was the objective? He said, get the warrior energized. As I said, it's Lord Rama, needless to say, but Lord Rama right there sitting as the leading soldier, the king trying to free the captive Sita out, and tired. So the idea behind Aditya Hridayam is to energize the warrior in a war with Ravana, and the intermediary who's trying to convey this message, the doctor who's trying to give him the capsule, is Agastya. But if you were to switch into Bhagavad Gita, that's a later time act. It happens in the Dwapara Yuga. The objective is not to energize. The objective is to get some kinetic energy in with this key player, Arjuna, sitting in the Kurukshetra and saying, move, act. That is the fundamental difference between the two. And here, Agastya is a sage, a very revered person, very well known, and nobody's going to argue with him. But here it's Krishna, it's your own friend, it's your own. I was doing some research, and he's just 6 months elder to. He's just 6 months elder to Arjuna, as per whatever the records that we have. So this is the basic that we have. And needless to say, I want to bring this thought saying, what do we need today? Where do you find your own guru? What is it that you must do? Should you be energized? Should you act? Or should you contemplate? And where is today's battlefield? Today's battlefield is right in your mind. It's on your work, friend. It's in your family. And who is this key player? Not Rama, it's not Arjuna, it's you, it's he, it's she. And who is that intermediary? Not everybody is lucky as I am to find an intermediary sitting right here and guiding me to take it forward. I could go on and on, Prabhakar sir. I mean, he would pick me a call can you ever find a Guruji who would pick up a phone and ask you to join a class, push you to do something? I have been fortunate, and hopefully all of you will be equally fortunate as we go along. Now, let me try to set the stage for the rest of our 18 odd slides and 30 odd minutes. Aditya Hrudayam is a mantra of power. It's just 31 small shlokas, very easy to recite, references to the Surya god. And the intent is very clear. It's like a shot of glucose for a marathon runner. It's a shot of energy for somebody who's in the middle of a badminton court and tired. So it's a shot of immediate energy that comes in. Very easy to recite. The Bhagavad Gita, of course, on the contrary, has a different purpose. It's a dialogue. It's a philosophical dialogue that happens between two friends, wherein one friend takes that superior position and advises this person to go forward. There isn't an energy shortage. There is a primary moral crisis happening out there. After so many negotiations, you finally land up in the battlefield, and then you say, let me rethink about it. It's a manual. It's not a capsule. It's a manual. And this is one of the most favorite topics that most of the today's preachers and Swamijis like to talk about, because it runs into 18 chapters. Good, nice conversation topic which can run for a couple of hours. We get excited about it, but once we are out of the discourse, much forgotten. As a matter of fact, I was very keen because Gita used to be taught even in our schools, the national high school that I come from. The very first sentence that was told to us was Dhritarashtra Uvacha, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. And by the time you get to the essence, the school prayer is over and you're all forgotten. As a matter of fact, Dr. Gopichand, if you would remember, Dr. Prabhakar sir introduced us to each other, and we did meet to see how we can maybe rework on the presentation of Gita to the schools, but that's another matter. So I believe that we can get to convert this 800 or 700 verses into a more capsulated form that we can share it with the students and get them energized. Further, get you into to visualize the situation. The location is Lanka. And if you look at the IPL matches, it's a huge difference between home and away. This match was happening away. This battle was happening away. And it was Rama with very limited sources of energy. And what was the army that he had? He had an army of Vanaras, monkeys, that he was getting them along. And he was all lost. First of all, he was in the forest, and he had nobody to guide him. He just had lack of advisors. But switch over to Kurukshetra, the battle was fought at home. The battle was fought at more conducive, more accommodative conditions. And the resources were exhaustive resources. You could call smaller kings to come, join you, decide which side of the war do you want to be in. The army was huge. You had kith and kin, and that's possibly the problem what Arjuna had. You had kith and kin on both sides. Advisors were innumerable number of advisors. Everybody was coming here, trying to give him an idea. Now let's switch on to ourselves. Where is our battle being fought? Our battle is being fought in our mind. Today, it's home yet away. And what are the resources? It's not limited. It's not exhaustive. It's overload of resources. We are fed, as a matter of fact, even to qualify the data that is coming in is much beyond us. Whether the data is true, whether the what is being told to us is correct or wrong. So the resources is an overload. And the army is a one-man army. Unfortunately, you have to fight your own battle. And advisors, chaotic. I mean, you could have somebody tell you something, you could have a Dvaita thought, you could have an Advaita thought, you could have a thought which is a neo-Buddhist, you could have a thought of Osho. Where do you go after? That is probably what today's thing is. And the mind itself is a restless monkey. We all know that. The monkey, the mind and the monkey in the mind. So this is where we are today. And going further, that battle, who witnessed the battle? The battle in Lanka was witnessed by the gods. The gods walked in from the heaven to witness this battle. The gods assembled to see this battle of Lord Rama and Avatara fighting the 10-headed demon. Switch over to Mahabharata, switch over to Kurukshetra, switch over to the battle of the Kurukshetra. Who was the witness? a charioteer. And who was he telling it to? A blind man. Isn't that some kind of a reality that we are in today? That what's come to us is a story which was as recited by a charioteer who was given some unique powers to visualize what was happening in the battlefield, told to a blind king. So it was typically a braille version of what we read now. And aren't we all, in some sense, blinded by what is happening around? So, this is what it is. And one famous stanza that we all learnt in school, and the Chinmaya and the books used to have this, is that Sarvo Upanishado Gavo Godva Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsaha Sudhir Bhoktaha Dugdam Gitamrutam Mahat. So, Arjuna may have been the cause, but eventually you and I should benefit by this act. That's one thought that I thought I'll share with you. Some cross references. Prabhakar sir wanted me to make sure that there are some cross references. There are so many cross references that we can think about. Hanuman played a primary role in the battlefield, and he was indeed blessed by the Surya Bhagwan, and he was on the flag of Arjuna. That's a reference that we have. And among the others, we were told that the only other witness to the entire Mahabharata battle was Barbarika, who actually was, it's another story, who sat and watched the entire battle happen. And he would later on be approached by Bhima, Arjuna, and everybody saying that I was the one. I was the one who was responsible for it. It was my arrows. It was my mace. It was my thought. It was my play of deceit which made us win. And they go to Babarika and he says, I don't know. All I saw was the Sudarshan Chakra of Krishna going everywhere. So some cross references. And if you go up north, Babarika as a the temples associated with it. And then again, we are all monkeys in today's world. We don't know what we hear, what we listen, and what we play on, listen on our mobile. That's the other reference that I thought I'll give. Now let's look at these two key characters, Rama on one side and Arjuna on the other side. Rama, steadfast, focused on Dharma, emotionally contained, never shows his inner conflict, and already carrying heavy responsibilities on him. While he's actually trying to fight and free Sita from Ravana, he's also looking at the larger victory of dharma over adharma. So it's not purely a personal battle. No. It's not a battle about getting his wife back. It's not a battle over. It is a battle of dharma over adharma, and he is much aware of it. But not so in the case of Arjuna. Arjuna, the moment you think of Arjuna, you say the person who could shoot into the eye of the fish. Beyond that, he was a romantic person, a deep love, and also completely confused, much of what you and I are today. And he's torn within his own self, torn between duties, values. His crisis comes from where he's come. He refuses to, and understandably so, he was never destined to be a king. So he understands, he would not understand the battle is. All he knows is this is a battle for territorial power. This is battle for getting the kingdom back. Beyond that, he refuses to see where he is. And one small reference that I thought I'll put here is today's individual plays both the Rama and the Arjuna. We carry the quiet responsibilities of the family, while also fighting the daily battles of Kurukshetra in office politics, the survival part of it. So we are, if we do want to talk about ourselves, we are both the Rama, we are both the Arjuna with us. Where do we find our Agastya? Where do we find our Krishna? That's what my question to you is. A little more about Rama. I mean, if the more you think about it, you would only feel that it just was destined to be that way. Rama, from the very first onwards, even in his formative years, he knew what he was going to be. He was trained under Vasishta. He was taught about Veda, basic dharma, princely behaviors. And in comparison to him, Arjuna was trained in warfare. He was centrally trained by Dronacharya. And being the younger, he would look upon Yudhishthira. It was Yudhishthira who ran the managerial affairs, as a king would say, but he was mostly like practicing the weaponry. And in today's world, again, I could go on it. So we are stuck in between. What should we be doing? Should we focus on the dharma part of it, or should we look at our own skill development? That's another challenge that we face. More and more of it, Rama grew up in an atmosphere of righteousness. The Ayodhya court itself was where dharma existed. He was trained by elders who taught him about dharma all along. But look at where did Arjuna grow up. He grew up witnessing deceit, political manipulation, especially what happened in the courts. He saw repeated inaction, compromises by the elders. He saw adharma being committed right in front of him. He learned how a blind attachment to one's own sons can distort judgment. He saw the way how Dhritarashtra favored Duryodhana. He saw helplessness among his own brothers. He saw so much of disobedience. He saw that he himself was torn between the loyalty to the king and obedience to the others. So he looked at it from a different field. So his position was very different from the position of Rama. He hardly understood the language of Dharma. It was all about territorial power, domination, and on the battlefield, his enemies were somebody who was just like him. We knew in the case of the battle between Rama and Ravana, we knew, and everybody knew, that the sin committed, the act committed by Ravana. But here, come to think of it, both have been playing mischief. So he was torn between what should I be doing. And if you think about it, we do understand the predicament that he was. So that is the background that we did. And in the battlefield, it is very clear. It was very, very clear that in the battlefield, Rama had a clear mind, just that his battery was running low. He was just running off of energy. His energy was exhausted. His mind was clear. He knew what he wanted. All he needed was a shot of energy. Arjuna, a completely new charged up Tesla coming out of home, charged overnight. But there's some disconnect. So the same solution will not work for both of them. The solution required was completely different. What was needed in the case of Rama was a supercharge. he needed to charge himself in the middle of a battlefield, and he needed to get a quick dose of energy and get on with the battlefield. But what Arjuna needed was control alt delete, a reset, a relook, get himself to refocus. So, what worked in the case of the Aditya Hridaya was a capsule, was something that you take it, immediate release, a dose of glucose. He knew everything else. But what was needed in the case of the Mahabharata was a complete redo. So, I put this word, step out, walk under the sun, but I'll keep that statement towards the end of our conversation. Now let's look at what was happening. What is the end goal? What are we trying to achieve? What was we trying to achieve? If you look at Agastya, his end goal, I'll keep the conversation more in first person singular. His end goal was the victory of good over evil. And what was the end goal of the Vanara army? The end goal was rescue and safe release of Sita. That's what they knew. Did they understand? Did the Vanaras understand dharma? No, they all knew that had a simple mission, had a simple objective: release and safe release of Sita. Now, if you look at Lord Rama or Rama here, his end goal wasn't necessarily the safe release of Sita, but that's given. His end goal was to stand firmly on the side of dharma and make sure that there is an establishment of dharma. So the larger purpose which happens in this row of conversation about the Aditya Hridaya and the conversation and the objectives behind the gurus, the group, the warriors, and the individual players are so different from each other. So at the end of it, mankind understood the defeat of Ravana, that the re-establishment of dharma. But if you look at Krishna, who was the guru in this case, he came up with a bigger objective, that the re-establishment of dharma. Yes, that was the reason why he took rebirth here and again and again whenever there is the failure of dharma. But what were the Pandavas interested in? The Pandavas were just interested in regain of the lost kingdom, or to get back the territorial things. And Arjuna, I believe, and to an extent, I believe I'm in a correct thinking process, he had a personal agenda. He said, I need to settle some scores with a few people. So, if you look at all along, the mankind, again, at the end of all this, remember, it's always the victory of the good over the evil, and then you better follow the lines of the loss of the land or the loss of the religion that you practice. That's the message. For the today guru, for the today, the pole star of our lives, what should be the end that the guru should aspire? The greater good. It's not just the victory over the good and the evil. That gets to be little more diluted here, and to say what is the good for the entire good. And who is the group that we are talking about? The family. The guru should play a role that there is a healthy work-life balance that happens. There's no, there's an equal balance of how the work outside and the family thing is managed. And here the key player is not Rama and Arjuna. It's probably Rama and Arjuna all put together. It's you that we are talking about. And what do you want to achieve at the end of this whole exercise? A quiet mind and a lasting peace. Isn't that what we all aspire for? And taking that argument further, for the mankind, sarve jana sukhino bhavantu. If everybody is at peace, I am at peace. And I have this very oftenly quoted line which says that cost of peace that we talk about. So this is the objective that we look at it. We've looked at the way the formative years of these two key players. We look at what each of them have an object in their mind. And then if we take this conversation further, let's look at the gurus at the moment. Let's look at the role of Agastya. Let's look at the role of Krishna. I mean, this slide is probably the key slide of what I'm trying to present today. Things have changed so much over time, and they say that the way we look at life, the way we look at the directions of life, the way we look at our scriptures have all changed so much. Agastya, purely a guest appearance. He just walks in. I'm told that Rama and Sita get to see him in the forest during the exile period, and then he offers him some weapons and some insights. But other than that, Agastya is not there all along. He's not by your side. He's not somebody who's prodding you. He's not like Dr. Prabhakar, who would tell me, Ramesh, chala class line, if you're not there, what would you like to learn? He's not there. He just comes in and gives you one guidance, flash of guidance. That's it. 31 mantras, say that, you're all right. He knows that the student just needs a dose of spot advisory. So his content is high-powered, compact messaging, and a solution in the form of AdityaHrudayam. But that was a different yuga. The yuga of Krishna, that magic will not work. That magic will not work. The guru has to be a companion. The guru is a companion. Kal bhi, aaj bhi, kal bhi. He has to be with you yesterday. He has to see you through and assure you that even after the battle is over, I'll be with you and guide you further. So the teaching in this case is very extended. It's long term. It's a lot of dialogue that is happening. There's Rama doesn't doubt what is being told. Rama says, okay, you say so, karishye vachanam tava. That's as simple as that. But Krishna says, what is that? I forget then. Contemplate. Even he says, whatever I've said, don't take it for granted. Think about it and do. So it's a conversation that's happening. There are a lot of questions being asked. There are doubts being clarified. And so this is what we see here. So over a period of time, the student understands that this person needs to be reoriented. The mission, the goals, the objectives have to change, have to bring him to it. What do you think the present generation needs? The present generation needs that the guru is part of you. That the guru is on a call, on a 24/7. Adapt to the needs of the student to be able to walk in and walk out. The guru needs to wear multiple hats. I can go and talk to my guru and tell him, sir, my son is getting married. What are your thoughts on it? Sir, what should I do? And Veena would go and say, sir, this is what is happening. So the guru has multiple roles to play. And if you are as fortunate I am, you get him. And if you wish for it, you get it. So the student in this case go through lots of emotions, and the guru needs to understand that. So this is some thought that I thought I will give to bring you as to how the relationship on the three levels are happening. Taking this further, there's another thought that I want to share with you. Taking this further, everybody needs to adapt to new times. Man has evolved. Man is no longer, man is now he's just not a Homo sapien, he's a Homo deus. He's an educated man. And it's been done. It's always been done in the past. That the Bhagavad Gita has been, there's so many commentaries of Bhagavad Gita at every stage. there's this whole list in my first slide here. The Shankaracharyas, the Ramanujacharyas, each of them have done an commentary suitable to that generation, suitable to those times. And then we do have others. And to an extent, wonderful jobs done by Chinmayananda Swamiji. Wonderful things done by the ISKCON Foundation. They rewriting commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita is that we must have a new commentary. The problem with existing, whatever you want to pseudo gurus is that they are trying to hawk their own solutions. They don't know that they're sitting on information that's over generations, needs to be rewritten. So that's why I put a photo of a Guruji who's going to be a laptop friendly Guruji. A Guruji who will share the Zoom link with you at any moment of time. A Guruji who knows how to record. A Guruji who's going to tell everything. And so that is what you need. And if you don't do that, I think it's injustice by the spiritual leaders, injustice to the primary script that we've been talking about, and injustice to the coming generation. So it's time for somebody to rewrite a new commentary, bring out comparisons and examples which are more present, which are more adaptive to these times. And so I've been fortunate to study under a teacher who blends timeless spiritual wisdom with modern life and says, don't wait, seek and start your journey is what I want to say. I just want to leave with some small thoughts of one of the few shlokas which got me absolutely when I sing these or when I recite them, they're absolutely delightful. Dhyayato visayansa sangastesho bhajayate. Don't get obsessed. Once you get obsessed, you go mad. It happens to all of us. Even if it's obsessed with trying to buy on Amazon, or if it gets obsessed with trying to do something, you go mad with it. Dhyayato visayan pumsa sangastesho prajayate sangat sanjayate kama krodho vijayate krodat bhavati sammoha. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. I'll add that. Then you have the beautiful shloka. Gnanagrit atma kutastu vijitende yukta idi yuchate yogi samaloshta ashvakanchanaha. Don't get too excited that you got the promotion. Don't get into depression that, yeah, it's happening. Jobs are being lost. And don't get into that depression. Things will happen. And so you recite these shlokas and they come to your mind, and I truly suggest everybody to listen to them more often, and you will get excited about it. Then, of course, Sanjay Vacha. Idi Vasudevasya Parthasya Mahatmana. Okay, this is Sanjay is saying that, oh my God, how fortunate I have been. Hushyamicha muhur muhur. This unique conversation which happening between Krishna and Arjuna, I am a witness to it. And trust me, the CDs and the cassettes and the books will give you the same joy. Lastly, the line on AdityaHrudayam, I have a slightly more expanded version of it in the things here. This is what I want to say. AdityaHrudayam, with all this sun, Lord Rama looked at the sun god, got this energy, went, as Prabhakar sir suggested, did Sandhya Vandana, freshened himself, picked up the bows, and started off with full powers. I want to say this to my US friends: get out of your home, walk on the sun, have a long walk, come back, wash your face, and get to work. And to my friends in Bangalore, tomorrow morning, make sure you step out of your house for an early morning walk, Get energized. Let that sun give you the energy to start off your journey. I guess that's my last slide, and thank you very much, sir.
Yes, of course, we have got another two scientists to project their thinking about these two texts. But we have Ramesh, who has put a dynamic mind, scientific mind, and focused. Naturally, people just read. They want some punyam. They want to go to heaven, or they want to go to Surya Loka. But any loka other than Brahma Loka, when we go, we have to come back to Bhuloka. That's what Prashnopanishad Rishi Paipalada Maharshi says. But only when you go to Brahma Loka, no return. Na punaravrittihi, na punaravrittihi. So here you have the distance is no matter from this to that. But the instruction and practical solution, and he says statics, dynamics, and he has used kinetic energy, we have got dynamic energy, and potential, all this. So he has used all these scientific technical terms in order to point out how much of science, how much of instruction, how much of practicality is involved in this. So I'm so happy that I never know that this Ramesh can, given work, he will do so well, and advise all people to go back fresh. Anuradhaya Viryavan, take your pen, pencil, and your car key, and then mobile, go. And you will be fresh. Because that is the kind of spirit to which everybody is advised in Gita and also AdityaHrudayam. So they are the two very energetic forces, and I'm so happy, and I think we should explore a comparative studies also, so that we'll know what is that, what is this, and what is that to me. So if this objective thinking were to be there, it is so wonderful. So today we are so happy that Chand Bharadwaj is also there, and he wants something, and we are having some people from North World Association for Vedic Studies is joint venture in Bangalore chapter. We have been requesting that many people from North also to come and share their views. And now we have got, I see very much Dr. Chand Bharadwaj. Welcome, sir. So happy to have you here. Any comment or anything like that you want to make, please?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prabhakarji. And I really appreciate the details Mr. Ramesh has really put forward. Now, he's been talking that how all this knowledge goes to the students, how we can deliver it to the next generation. So I would like to comment a few things within a limited time, that what we've been doing is spiritual literacy for digital age. And this is how we worked on it, and we've been working on it for the last 30 years, and something wonderful has emerged out of that. What we see that the whole cosmos is one living entity having three basics. One is floating material bodies made out of 100 and odd elements in the modern science. Panch Tattva, we call it 5 elements. And then there is a gravitational magnetic field that operates in the cosmos from its beginning till its end. This we would like to call as universal mind, because it is embedded with information systems like 2G, 3G, 6G internet. It is embedded with chemistry, physics, maths, and if the apple falls, they calculate the laws of nature. Every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. The third thing is particle and wave theory, which is energizing the field as well as each atom. Now, we are all part of that, each living entity. So these three, body, mind, and soul, are connected with those three. This kind of an excitement to the students can really give them a feel. And then how we have, as a soul, how we have acquired the mind and created the body. The causal mind and a causal body, astral mind and an astral body, from a single cell to the human form, and then making it a physical form right from the single cell to graduate to the crown of creation, the human body having, conglomerate of cells, trillions of them, 30 trillion cells are there in a human body. Now, how the soul has got all those abilities to acquire the mind and to create the body, that is what will attract the students, the modern students, to know. And then they can look into all our scriptures like Gita and all other scriptures where they can get all that knowledge. But the initial one is to know that they are divine with an acquired mind and a created body, and how they have done it themselves. How the whole anatomy of the body is working, how each cell communicates with the other one, and how in the mother's womb that small little egg, of the mother and the sperm of the father make the first cell as zygote. And that zygote cell is becoming from one to many, ekam bahushyam. Is becoming from one to many. God is operating in the mother's womb. And those cells which are carrying information of all the genes, right from the single cell till now, from the father's side, from the mother's side, it is all there. That genetic information is there. And once that cell becomes from one to many, one out of them goes at the location of the heart, transforms itself into a cell of a heart, and again becomes from one to many to form the whole heart. The same cell develops your kidney, the same cell develops your eye, which is more complex than your brain. So making the students understand this particular aspect, that they are master of all and jack of none, and they can do wonders because they are connected to the absolute intelligence capable force, which we call it as God. It is through the audible stream of life, nada, we are connected with. And the outer expression of my soul, of my creative intelligence, I would like to call it, is my attention. And attention is like an omni-scanner, Rameshji. And this is how it works. So wherever the attention goes, the divine energy flows. And how it had really developed the first single cell, I could know through science that if light and sound, which we are, part of the Jyoti Swarup, Jyoti and Shruti, if light and sound strikes on pure elements, converts them into amino acids, and that synthesizes the proteins to make the first single cell. So it is you who have done it. And if the students will know this part in a different manner, what we have done, we can send you lots of information what we have done from the last 32 years. Excellent. My mother did practically genetic engineering because she wanted her child to work on science and spirituality. Vigyan or Adhyatma ka samanvay kare. So this is what we've been busy doing from last 32 years. With me is my friend Shiv Satchit also, who've been working on it. He's come from England. He's a journalist at the same time. And he equated mind with media. How the modern children will understand, because it is being polluted by the mind. So how mind and body really pollutes the language also which we speak and the learnings which we do. Now, saints, as you've been talking about the saints have simplified it beautifully well, because all that Vedic knowledge, such a huge knowledge of all the Vedas together, the Ramayana and Gita, they condensed it into small sentences rather. All the saints have done it. And now we have further done it, through science and logic to make it much simpler. Because one of the saints said, Rabda ki pauna edro putnate ederlamna, means that it is so easy to get God. You de-link your attention from time and material, means from mind and body, and link it to your source. And you immediately get it. So in that case, we have found out that these two eyes are cameras and two optical nerves run in the center of the head. And the picture is formed at the back in the medical science. Here, the ears are also connected to that location. Here, we got to withdraw the attention. If we focus, it goes to the body, it is a physical yoga. If we focus it on the mind, it is mental yoga. We have achieved all those scientific achievements in the world. We have done it. So it is mental yoga. But withdrawal of attention and connecting it from that location where these two optical nerves meet, through Brahmarandra, you are connected to your source in real time. So how that energy which runs your system 24/7, it runs the whole cosmos 24/7. You are sleeping, but there is an energy which is digesting your food. Your breathing is on, blood flow is on. So let the students understand what it is, how it is working. And then we connect all our scriptures to them. We are calling it as scientifically corroborated Indian knowledge system. First of all, to tell the basics that we are three different fellows here. And this Jagat Mithya Brahma Satya, how it is. 3 Nobel laureates have been awarded for that the creation is not real. How to understand this, that how we have done all this, and as soon as we withdraw our attention, we merge with the absolute. We become conscious co-worker of the divine plan. How to really give this knowledge to the whole world that you are divine. And your outer expression of your soul is your attention, which is like an omni scanner, which can look into all the 4 layers of mind. 4 layers, I mean the universal mind, having all that information, how the whole cosmos is expanding and laws of nature, physics, etc. Then it can go through the causal mind, where you had a cause to come and feel the time-bound material creation. So you created that Ardhanareshwar. That was the cause to come and feel the time-bound material creation. You further went further, and you refined that causal mind and causal body, your soul, into astral mind and astral body, where you made a blueprint right from the single cell to the human body. That single cell dies, then the body remains here, the mind and the soul goes back to the astral region, comes out again to make a double cell organism, and it goes back again to make a multi-cell organism. How it had really crossed 8.4 million species and created the crown of creation, the human body. And how we, from apes, once we became human beings, we became selfish. Till now, we are multiplied selfish people. Saints tell you to be humble and to look after everyone, as you, in your slides, you showed. It was really a wonderful explanation. So now the modern guru has to explain this, how to live, how to face these problems of life in your daily life. You've done a wonderful job. You have brought all that together on this platform, that how to deal with your family now, how to live 200%, 100% divine and 100% here. My friendship Satchit always tells me this, that we must be successful here. How to use this attention, which is like an omni scanner, which is part of all knowing, all pervading. How to allow those intuitions to come and flow through your mind and body. How to meditate so that your mental attitudes get changed, because mind is only information. Body is dealing with hunger, clothes, housing, vanities of the world, sex and sleep. Mind deals with information. Lust, anger, ego, attachment, deceit, fears and worries. And that divinity in you works on love, compassion, mercy, wisdom, humility, state of art, planning ability and its execution ability. Let us face as it comes, justice, etc. I'm sorry I have just taken a lot of time from you. And Prabhakarji, thank you very much for allowing me to speak out a little more than my time. Thank you.
Yeah, you have given a new perspective. Though simply they are not punyam giving texts, but they are so much. That's why we have brought these 2 texts, and now Ramesh has done a beautiful exploration, trying to tell some important background and make us also be aware and further research on that. Thank you, Bharadwajji. You have taken some time to share your ideas at this juncture, because both texts are very important, which people practice regularly for some benefits, but they don't know what is behind all that. You have been able to give a new perspective to these 2 texts. Thank you very much. We welcome you very much. Now I think Rachana is there. She's another scientist, very much a spiritualist also, I put it, because she is very much important for imparting the knowledge on Bhagavad Gita to people in Columbia, Missouri, in the Hindu temple, along with her husband, Dr. Neeraj. She's a neurologist, and she's also, so both of them are doing wonderful service bringing not the medicine to the people, but bring the spirit, the mind spirit to all people to cultivate it. So welcome, Rachana, and of course we have got Gopichand not to talk. He is a wonderful exercising person. He was in army. He became MD. He became a doctor. He became an army captain, and worked with all the soldiers and medical side, and came back. He took a administrative examination for the Karnataka government. He became commissioner of labor or something like that, and KS, and he retired now. Of all these achievements, I made him a student over Veda. Sit before me, and called him and made him learn some Veda and all these things. But anyway, as Ramesh, even Gopi Chand also is one connected to our Nada Veda Kendra. Welcome to all of you. And now Rachana.
Thank you so much, Prasad ji. It was a wonderful session for me. It was a learning experience for me. I'm so much fortunate and so much thankful that I witnessed a beautiful, very well organized, very well thorough talk by Ramesh ji. Like as your name suggests, you're like a very spiritual and very divine and very deep and theoretical understanding, analytical thoughts you have compared of AdityaHrudayam and Bhagavad Gita together. That's so beautiful. I really like the talk, your start of your talk, when you started with the Trinity, like a disciple, a guru, and the scriptures, how you connect them to the real world. So I would also like add one Trinity, like a guru is a very compassionate person. So as Prabhakar is very compassionate, and as you mentioned that when you are ready, guru finds you. So a guru is a compassionate person who is looking for a good disciple. So a compassionate guru understands the capability of his disciple, like what are his potentials, and make him competent to fight, to understand the realities of the life, and to give him the competence. So it was so beautiful that you brought the Trinity into actions, like how we can connect all those three parameters in our life, and you have connected the three things to the present day life. That is very, very, very crucial. I could imagine, like you mentioned that AdityaHrudayam is like an energy capsule. So I could easily compare with a marathon. Like when we run a marathon, you need an energizer, like energy shots to run. And Lord Rama needs an energy capsule. That's very beautiful. And as a marathon runner, you know, when you are running a marathon, you need a small shot and you get energized. But a person who doesn't want to run a marathon, so Krishna made Arjuna, he doesn't want to run a marathon. He made him run a marathon. So he's embarking him, he's giving a lot of energy to him, like a energy, like a continued energy shot throughout the war of Kurukshetra. So that was wonderful. And one thing, another linking I would like to add here is like in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that I gave this knowledge first to the sun god. And in AdityaHrudayam, we are praying to the sun god. So that's a kind of a linking of AdityaHrudayam with Bhagavad Gita, because the knowledge is there all the time. But we as a human being, we sometimes get so much lost in this material complications of our life, and we forget what is our real potential. A guru helps us to realize our real potentials. So Prabhakar ji is a wonderful guru. He realizes the potential in us. Like we are competent to come to this talk and to listen to the talk, because I am not competent to either to hear this wisdom from all the great souls in this platform. So I am not that competent, but I don't know, somehow Prabhakar ji realized that I am competent to sit here and listen and witness this beautiful talk, and he is so compassionate and realizes us to realize our potential. So that is so beautiful, and you really linked everything to the real world. Like how can we can understand the problems of the real world, learn from the scriptures, and implement those learnings in our real day life. So a sadhu, a shastra, and the guru connect all these three together. So I really admire Prabhakar ji and Nagasundram ji. Very beautifully you explained. You are so, like as your name suggests, it's like you are very deep in understanding, a thorough analysis you have done for the two beautiful scriptures. So that is wonderful. Thank you so much for all your wisdom and sharing with us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Rachana, who is competent to whom is competent, but competency has got to be pushed. And there should be some kind of kinetic energy coming up, dynamic energy to come up, and also there should be something. that push is being given by, and moreover, it's interesting, Krishna is a guru to Surya. Surya is a guru to Hanuman. And Arjuna is also. So you look at the combination of all these fellows, both in Mahabharata and Ramayana war. And again, that's why it is said, Rama Ravanayor Yuddham, Rama Ravanayoriva. See, they say that how is the ocean like? Ocean is like ocean only. And how is the sky? Gaganam Gaganakaram Sagaras Sagaropamaha Rama Ravanayor Yuddham Rama Ravanayoriva. So it's Ananvaya Alankara example. So there is no comparison. But still, we see that there is a connectivity of the gurus and students working together, though distances are there. America or Switzerland or India or Bangalore. Even in Bangalore, his layout is different from my layout. But whatever it is, there is a connection. And that's why we are all together here to have some kind of scientific understanding. It's all science minds. So our Rachanaji is scientific thinking. He is also a scientist. He's talking about the aircrafts and aerospace engineering. And our doctor is there. Though from the body, he has gone up higher beyond the body, and he has got always doubts in Bhagavad Gita. Sir, I got doubts. I have been asking him to enlist them. And anyway, one by one, suddenly sometime he gets good, he just calls me and we talk about it. And our Aurora, the Neeraj ji also. And he is just trying to explain the questions of the students who join in the Tindu temple there, and then try to search solution and go to some. And moreover, we should thank Prabhudas. He has projected Chinmayananda, then another guru, and also Prabhudas. So you are the followers of the Prabhudas philosophy to our modern life and all that, because all these Swamijis, sadhus are trying to explain. And what sloka I said, Raspimantam Samujjantam Devasara. I never know that Ramesh has picked up only one sloka from AdityaHrudayam, that being the Pujayasvantam. When once you bend down your head, then you will get the benefit. As long as your head is long, it's a headlong fellow, you cannot get it. Sishyaste ham sadhimam prapannam. That's what Arjuna said, sadhi. Then ultimately he said, nashtaha mohaha. So this exactly is the Bhagavad Gita. Even in Ramayana, Rama did not think that he's a Vishnu. He said he obeyed Agastya Maharishi. But that Guru was not there. Here the Guru is constantly with him. But pick up confidence. Very nice. So any idea, I think Dr. Gopichan, please come forward. You are a doubting Samson on Bhagavad Gita.
You're muted, sir.
Oh. Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Good.
thank you for your kind words. Thank you, Ramesh, for your beautiful talk. And one thing which struck me from Ramesh talk is that we are fighting the war within our minds. That's one thing. Now I will restrict myself with the subject, that is the Bhagavad Gita versus AdityaHrudayam. I will first take some compare and contrast with you between the two. AdityaHrudayam, that is Ramayana, is taken in Treta Yuga, whereas Bhagavad Gita and this thing has done in Dwapara Yuga. In one, God himself is in trouble. In another, the mortal is in trouble. And the third is, Rama is already, he was tired after fighting Ravana for so long. But here, Arjuna has not even started the war. He has already become, he was weeping before the Krishna. So these are the three comparisons. And one pith and substance and the essence from both the things is, unless you have the grace of God, you cannot do anything. And we have seen so many times, even in our in India also, even a blade of grass doesn't move without the grace of God. So without the grace of God, nothing can happen. That is the bottom line. And even in Bhagavad Gita, he says, in the 66th sloka of chapter 18, Sarvadharma parityajya mamayakam saranam vraja. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshe masucha. So if you surrender to me, I will protect you from all the things, from all the papas that you have done. And I will you forget about all the dharmas. Forget about all the dharmas. You just surrender to me. Surrender to me. Surrendering to God is the only dharma that you are left with. So if you just surrender to me and do anything, all types of work, then I will protect you. I will free you from all the papas. That is the bottom, that is the strong message which Sri Krishna gives to the Arjuna. Now coming next, we have three yogas. One is Gnana Yoga, another is Bhakti Yoga, another is Karma Yoga. These are the three ways to get the moksha. That is the four Purusharthas: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Moksha is the ultimate thing. That is your ultimate thing. And to get this moksha, different paths have been described. One is Karma Yoga, another is Bhakti Yoga, another is Gnana Yoga. Now, how to get the grace of God? By following these yogas. The grace is given by the God. That's what the Krishna says in the chapter 11th. Whatever you do, now you cannot reach me either by your work or by your bhakti or by your tapas or anything. Unless I decide, you will not get the moksha, or anybody will not get the moksha. It is the God who decides to whom he has to bestow his grace. Then what is the way to get this grace? Is there any particular formula or a principle or steps to get into this to get the grace of God? Scripture doesn't give these steps at all, but different yogas have got different things. Bhagavad Gita is entirely talks about karma yoga, because it is taught in the war, and he was teaching to a warrior. So entire this thing is about karma yoga. And some portions, Bhakti Yoga is also there and Gnana Yoga is all there. I will come to it later. Then in the Karma Yoga, how to get the grace of God? This is the thing. And in this, I would like to mention some of the slokas, especially from the chapter 18th. Shreyona Swadharme Viguna Bharadharma Payavaha. Swadharme Nidhanam Shreyaha Paradharma Bhayavaha. That means it is better to do your work rather than doing very well the others' work. It is better to die doing your own work. That is better than doing somebody else's work. Then the next sloka, which is very which I liked it very much, is Sahajam Karma Kaunteya Sadosham api natyajed Sarvaramvavi Dushena Dhumena Agni Rivavrata. This is very powerful sloka which I liked it very much. He says, any karma yogi, you forget, don't ape somebody else that doing this, doing that, you will get moksha. Whatever dharma that you have, you do that. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadosham api natyajed. Even if your work has got some defects or some doshas, you forget about that. You do your work, you do your job, you do your dharma. And he gives one example. Sarvarambhavi doshena dhumena agni rivavruta. All the work you do in this world has got some defect. Even good work has got some defect. Some selfishness is there, or you are taking or you are looting. They say that by giving dana you are looting what is the respect of the poor, like that they say. So all the work whatever you do, there will be some defect. How? Like smoke in the fire. There is you cannot have fire without smoke. Smoke will always be there. You want fire, but you don't want smoke, but both will come together. Like that, Shreyona Sodorme, no, not like that. Sahajam Karma Kaunteya, Sodoshamapi Natyajet, Dume Nagni Ruavrata. Sarvarambhavit Dushena, Dume Nagni Ruavrata. This is one thing. So, whatever that you are destined, this dharma, whatever dharma that any individual will have, it depends on his age, It depends on his education. It depends on his qualification, etc. So whatever that thing is there, you should not think of, you should not try to ape somebody else's job. You cannot do that job. Even if you do that job perfectly, that is not good. That's what in the previous shloka he says. And further, one more shloka which I liked very much is this one. For the in the Karma Yoga only, he says. He says all the work, whatever you work you do, whatever dana you do, that is again in the chapter 9. So whatever dana you do, whatever yagna you do, you just surrender it to me. That's what he says. That is in the chapter 9, 9 he says. So this is regarding the karma yoga. And further, he says, in all the I am forgetting that the shloka again in chapter 18. He says, in all the I am residing in everyone's heart. He says to Arjuna, I am residing in everyone's heart, and and you will be behaving like a machine. He says, you will be behaving like a machine. You don't have any control. Everything is done by me, he says. Therefore, Tomeva Sharanam Gacha Sarva Bhavena Bharata. Aham
Sarva
tasma
papebhyo.
tasma sarva papebhyo. No, not
Moksha ishyami mashruja.
no, not that. This one, this is Tomeva Sharanam Gacha Sarva Bhavena Bharata. Tas Prasadan. Sir, you should help me out in this. Tas Prasadan. Then you will get the moksha. Shashvatavagi, you will get the Shanti. Shashvatam, you will get the Shanti. These are all the things that there are so many shlokas which I would like to tell, but the time is not, it's not very this thing. And regarding this Bhakti Yoga, he says that if you have to, that I have already told in chapter 11, he says, you have to surrender, you have to give, you have to surrender to me. Unless you surrender to me, you will not get any moksha. He says, it is me who is giving you the grace, not anybody else. And for Gnana, he says, Gnana is me only. That is in chapter 10, he says, I am the Gnana, I am the Atma, I am Atma Guda Kesha Sarva Bhuta Svasthita Antan. Aditya Madhyanta Bhutanam Antapa Yevacha. So he is I am everything. And again he says in I am Krutasna Jagataha Prabhava Pralayastata. I am the creation, I am the destroyer of everything that is here. So these are all the things that so even for gods, the one thing is even Rama has to ask for the grace of he being an avatar of Vishnu only. He is asking the grace of another Vishnu. Another Vishnu, I don't know what to say. The son is also Vishnu. Vishnu was avatar only. Without that, he says, I cannot do. He could not win Ravana. So whatever, forget about when Rama himself is asking the grace of God to achieve some success, whatever we small mortals. So these are the various ways of trying to get the grace. And we should not have that ego that we will do something, we'll do this dana, we'll do this yaga, we'll do this yagna, we will get all these things. Nothing like that. It is only the God has to give. He has to feel happy, then only you will get the karma. And by that, we should not keep quiet. You should do your job. You should do your job, surrendering everything to. That's what in this one, don't forget about the results. You do your job. That's what in 47, chapter 2. Sir, Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. That's like so many. The entire Bhagavad Gita, 90% is Karma Yoga only, because he was talking to the Arjuna, and in between he has put Bhakti Yoga also and Gnana Yoga also he has put. And this is about. I will stop here. And what I would like to say is, sometimes I used to get doubt also. I have asked Guruji also. How is that? How to understand Bhagavan? And this is what Arjuna also asked him. How do I understand you? You say this, you say that, you say this. You are big. You are here. And even in the chapter 13, he says Bhagavan is inside, Bhagavan is outside, Bhagavan is big, Bhagavan is small, Bhagavan has form, Bhagavan has no form, Bhagavan has one form, Bhagavan has many form. How do we understand this? It is very difficult for a scientific, as Dr. Chand was telling, it is very difficult for you. How do you understand? How do you fix this? You will get confused. How can, because our mind has been taught only to understand the things that is outside in the external world, but we don't know how the things behave in the outside world. So now I was just going through this quantum mechanics and quantum physics, where the light behaves like a particle and a wave simultaneously together. And this has been the Schrodinger and Maxwell and Einstein, they all have agreed. The light behaves like particle and as well as a wave. How is that? And further, the confusion is the particle changes the moment you observe. The particle changes the moment you observe. How do we do this thing? This quantum mechanics, nobody has understood. It's such a weird thing. But it is there. Now, the modern scientists have agreed the existence of the quantum world. They say it is there. They are agreeing to the existence of the God also. God is there, God is not there. God has got form, God has no form. So this quantum thing is, they have agreed to the existence of the multiple worlds, metaverses. They say that this what we see in this outside world is not real. Then what is real? Real is not there. Real is, I don't know. See, these are all some confusing things that is there. But whatever that has been told in our scriptures, and this is very small time to go into the details. It will require some more time and all that. But this quantum mechanics has changed the entire thing, and they are coming back to the entire thing. Yes,
Sir,
God is there.
Gopiji, I would like to comment few points here, that the creation we think is a intelligent design. Even a blade of grass is intelligently designed.
Yes, sir.
So that
Yes,
got
sir.
to be an intelligent being who's doing it all. So what science was saying, that material created consciousness, and we are saying that consciousness created material.
Exactly.
So we call him as absolute intelligence and a capable force. It is all within that, he's everywhere, and we are all representing, in
Yes,
your
sir.
body, 30 trillion
Yes, sir.
cells.
Yes,
Each
sir.
cell has got a body, mind, and soul. So we are a collective soul of 30 trillion souls here, and collective mind of 30 trillion minds and 30 trillion bodies together. So it's
Correct, sir.
something happening for the rest of the world. I think we should join hands, and the kind of explanation we have done, and if it is suitable, then we can give it to the whole world. And we are trying to take it up as right to enlightenment and duty to get enlightened in the UN as a basic human right. If you don't know yourself, then how this thing can come? So this confusion is the area of your good self, because you are in science. So let us join hands together and sort it out, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, right, sir. So what I would like to say, it is not only with the humans, sir. It is there with everywhere. It is there with the more, living and non-living human minds, and what if the human mind only is analyzing. But what about the plants? What about the animals? They don't have a mind. They cannot analyze these things. But but the consciousness, as the doctor said, the consciousness is the one which is there permanently, which is there sanatana, that is there, and it will be there. It will be there even in future also. It will be there. It was there earlier also. So so these are all the things. So the one thing good is that modern science and modern scientists are now accepting the Vedantic philosophy. That is a very good thing. And now the Vedanta is coming. As a professor has said, that it will come at the UN level and all that. But what it may come, but it is already here in India. We all know, as Dr. Ramesh has said, we know
We grew up with it. We grew up with
several centuries we know it,
Yes.
and we have been telling repeatedly to so many people that many people have not agreed. Only except few Max Muller and some people have agreed. But even Einstein has agreed regarding the existence of the God, but they have not been able to put it properly. But Indian philosophers have been able to put it properly and explained it when there was nothing, when the science was not at all advanced. So this is the beauty, and I will stop here, sir. So thank you so much, Professor Sir, Professor Prabhakar, to not take his name because my guru, but giving this opportunity to talk. Thank you so much, sir.
It's a wonderful platform. All science minds are come focusing on the Kavya Stotra and also in the history book that is Mahabharata. But so much knowledge is involved in that. And I'm very much
Correct, sir.
thankful that we're thankful for all this kind of exploration and for the contemporary understanding and pushing people to come on to practical life and manage their life appropriately, see that they are successful, mundane, and also reach the super mundane happiness.
And they
And I think
should
Neeraj
let
was
them,
there.
yes, sir. They should live happily. That is the thing. That
You
is the
see,
only thing.
yeah, knowledge is always power and weapon.
Right, sir.
So
Right, sir.
that weapon and power both must be employed so that we'll be comfortable with the knowledge that has been there. Neeraj was there all the time. I don't know. He's also another interesting scientist. I don't know. He was the. So anyway, Neeraj has come back. So, sir, you are also a good teacher. Comparing all this, you should be having some ideas because as a doctor and well, working with the spiritual world also, because human world and spiritual world, they should be linked up. Yes. Neeraj, anything?
Thank you, Prabhakarji, and all the elated souls present on this platform. Thank you, Rameshji, for the wonderful presentation on AdityaHrudayam and the comparison with the Bhagavad Gita. It is indeed like a pleasure, delight, and my heartfelt thanks to Prabhakar Kalyamji, who also was so perseverant that I should be coming and joining the platform. And thank you. I think it was really very, very helpful to me. So, instead of touching a lot on different type of points, given the short time that I have, just want to give a few small remarks because this is a never endless topic. Basically, one remark that I have is about Kalbi, Ajbi, and Kalbi, as Rameshji mentioned. So it is also the LIC, the Life India Corporation of India, which says like Zindagi ke baad bhi and Zindagi ke saath bhi. So exactly the Bhagavad Gita or any of the scriptures that we have, it is like that. It is the moment that we have to make this realize to our the younger generations. Coming at like in the middle age, we start thinking that when we were a kid, we should have been being able to be more acceptable to these thoughts. At that time, when I was growing as a kid, I was exposed to this, but like never understood the depth and the gravity of how important these teachings are to the life. So recently I heard that in the news, it was that our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has made the study of Bhagavad Gita as a subject in the schools from 6th to 10th grade. So that I think that will be a wonderful direction in this aspect in India. Correct me if this is not correct. This was on the in the news also. If any of you are aware, that would be helpful. So yeah, this knowledge is has to be implemented in day-to-day practices. Who we are, what we are, that all comes later. The first and foremost is, yes, this is the knowledge, let's accept it. And then we can build slowly on this platform. Prabhakarji, there's a lot more to say, but I think I should stop here and I would
Yeah, you have
thank
an
everybody.
opportunity next next
Yes.
week, last week of this month, you are having
In
the
January.
field day. Batting, talk about it. But anyway, I should also tell you that you are making the adults of the Columbia, Missouri to come and join whatever number, and have some ideas from Bhagavad Gita. So in small way, we start our program. And in major way, the major personalities like Narendra Modi, compelling to come to a high school syllabus. And similarly with Ramesh and Gopichand, I don't know how far progress was there in their project to introduce in the schools for school children. But children are difficult to catch these days. Only adults and old people are there. But if we are able to catch the children and infuse in them, not simply recitation, also, see, there's something like the karma is a thread that will go through all the 17 yogas in Bhagavad Gita. And that karma, he said, Krishna said in Gita, as a Atma Sanyamana Yoga. That sixth chapter is very central one for the whole thing. Therefore, in small way or higher way or larger way, we should start introducing these scriptures to the school and all that. And then only we see a kind of good transformation, and they will say something, they will not much get attached to the mobile and iPhone and all these things. They don't see this way. Even when they take food, they want the mobile beyond, and so they make such Adhyayana. One side looking. The children must not be introduced to that kind of double ways, focus and success. So all of that. So thank you very much. All very good
Thank
science
you.
minds and spiritual minds have joined. And how Ramesh is thinking, I don't know, after all this discussion, what is Rama's reflection?
All I can say is thank you, and thanks to each one of you and Dr. Chand as well, because each of you are bringing in a different line of thought,
Perspective.
and all of us are trying to achieve the same thing. Is that to not, the word is not modernize, but the idea would be to bring the younger generation to appreciate the thought behind these scriptures. And I'm sure we are in the best of times, both from the political front and also from the fact that there are a lot of thoughts on this thing. And I'm sure the next generation will largely benefit from this exercise. And
Yeah,
thank you
this
for all your inputs. I truly value them as somebody who's trying to attempt something at this. Thank you. And thank you for your patience and listening. And hopefully the journey continues.
Yeah, our student Shivalingaya has put his two grandchildren. They are
Yes.
going to say the Shanti Mantram. And that kind of catch we should have in our life so that they will be the promising torchlight bearers.
I think those children have been waiting for too long. We'll allow them to.
But they are not, they don't mind, though sleep is there in their eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, start
Thank you.
Shanti Mantram. We'll end it up. Thank you.
Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Govindaya Namo Namah Krishnaya Vasudevaya Namo Vidraya Nathaya Shaya Namo Sudevaya Janaki Nandanaya Govindaya Vasudeva Sachanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Om Shanti 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 Apadamauli Payandam Guru Namakyam Smari Yena Vikna Shanti Siddhanti Chamanarata Yadaksharam Padabrashtam Matahinam Tuyabharat Tatsarvam Shanyatam Devam Narayana Namaste Visadgadindamatanim Padaksharanim Cha Yunani Chadiri Samaksha Purushottam गिर्भिर्यदतो न गोवर्धन यथा शोक्यो मयि गोत्रारुजासि भोहिष्ठभाजो अथ तेषाम ब्रह्म प्रावादिष्मतन्नो महासीत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहना वहतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु श्रीवासुदेवार्पणमस्तु श्रीवेदपुरुषाशीर्वादोऽस्तु ॐ श्रीमातृचरणमस्तु ॐ तत्सत्